Hey guys, it's me Meteor, and welcome to another edition of What is Kirby Canon? Today we're going to be talking about Galacta. Galacta, the most powerful warrior in the galaxy. Thanks to an askathon on Miiverse, some believed he wasn't even canon. This is because Kumazaki stated the extra modes in Robobot were simply what-if scenarios. Despite only mentioning that game, many believed that could apply to all Kirby games. Though, just because the battles with him may not be canon, it doesn't mean he isn't either. In fact, from Galacta perspective, what is non-canon to us could still be canon to him. What do I mean by that? Well, Star Allies refers to Galacta as a temporal warrior, and Super Kirby Clash refers to him as Aeon hero, basically a hero of time. Considering he has the capability of creating rifts in space and time, he could essentially go to any timeline he wants, wherever he wants. Interesting of note, when Stargym summoned him, the sole reason he attacked it was because it summoned him through time against his will. I'm guessing Nightmare was eliminated for similar reasons. This raises the question though, if Galacta can travel through time, do we really know which time he comes from? In Meta Nightmare Ultra, Nova says he was sealed away for fear of his power, and in Meta Nightmare Returns, Stargym says he was a legendary warrior from a forgotten time. While theoretically, Galacta could have traveled from the future to the past and get sealed in a time before the current events, by stating the legendary warrior was from a forgotten time, it would mean his origin would be in the past. Honestly, it wouldn't even matter when he was sealed. He could have even been sealed in the future for all we know. In fact, he very well might have. The Japanese description for Galacta Returns states that there were records of him being sealed in various eras, but couldn't truly be stopped. This suggests he was sealed not just once, but multiple times in multiple times. Those ancients really did like sealing powerful stuff away, didn't they? Though, if Galacta really would destroy a random planet or two just for fun, I think they would be justified in doing so here. Thing is, I can't imagine Galacta doing that. Regardless of canon, in every game we fought him, he never does anything bad. He just fights, flees, or gets resealed. Not much different than a spar with Meta Knight. On the contrary, the few bits of lore we have gotten from him only lead us to believe he's, well, a hero. Specifically, one of the 4 heroes of yore who sealed Void Termina. We saw clues of this in Super Kirby Clash against Aeon hero Dark, when he attacks with the same heart spears we saw in the Jamba Heart's original seal. Also, in his time rip attack, we can occasionally see a Dark Heart floating in the background. Come to think of it, Highness never did find all of them. Some could also see that as a hint the 4 heroes had to track them down to seal together. Though, if that was the case, would Void just be a series of hearts to start with? Or a being that could willingly split itself into hearts? Whatever. Probably reading far too deep into these things. Regarding Void though, a common theory is that Void could either become like Kirby or Dark Matter depending on the emotional energy gathered. I talked about this in other videos. If those theories are true, Galacta is unique in the fact he could control both. In Super Kirby Clash, we see Aeon Hero Light and Aeon Hero Dark. At the start of the battle with each, we can see him changing into each form at will. This would mean that he trained himself to contain that dark power without letting himself be overtaken by it. Who knows how long that training took, but now it seems like Meta Knight is getting close to doing the same. We have already seen Meta Knight using attacks he learned during his corruption from the Jamba Heart, and now, in Forgotten Land, he was able to overcome Forgo's influence by sheer willpower. That's impressive, though he better be careful, otherwise his fate is sealed. Seriously though, with all these possible lore implications, it's surprising Galacta hasn't made a canon appearance yet. Unfortunately, it seems another warrior stole his spotlight, but we'll talk about that another time. As it stands, we talked about everything we needed to about Galacta. See you guys next time.